Recently, top Street Fighter player Smug posed a question to Twitter. Who is the most broken female fighting game character? Now, maybe the question was just less broad than I thought, but answers weren't very diverse. Outside of people who are in way too deep, like Tarkus Lee answering with Amelia from Guilty Gear The Missing Link, or my friend Keeg answering with this weird fucking baby thing from Makeru na Makendo 2 for the PlayStation, the two main genres of answer I saw were either younger players of modern fighting games saying things like MKX Tanya or Launch KOF 14 Nakoruru, or older players insisting that it's Karai from TMNT Tournament Fighters for the SNES. Now, I want to dispute these claims to some extent because I feel like we can do better. While the younger players probably don't know about the kinds of horrors that await them in fighting games made prior to 2009, the kind of insane shit that characters could do in games from the 90s or even the early 2000s makes Top Tanya look totally tame by comparison. And as for Karai, I feel like that's basically the same as saying Ivan Ooze is the most broken character in fighting game history. It's not technically untrue, but they're both literally boss characters, so giving them the title of most broken feels a bit like cheating. But sleep mode, you might be asking. If it's not Tanya, Nakoruru, or Karai, then who is the most broken female fighting game character? Is it the weird baby thing from Makendo 2 after all? Well, allow me to answer your question by introducing you to the subject of this video. The game is Super Variable Geo for the SNES. The character, Kaori Yanase. I'm going to start this overview of the character by discussing her most prominent weakness. There is a bug exclusive to Kaori, which causes her to stand up for 1 frame if she enters her pre-block animation during block stun. This means that any blocked attack into low short is a genuine unblockable setup on Kaori exclusively. If this were any other character in any other game, that would be a death sentence. But I'm telling you about this weakness first because despite its very noticeable existence, Kaori does not care about it at all. To start with, Kaori's movement is ridiculous. Her backdash is among the fastest in the game, totaling 9 frames, with frames 1 through 8 being fully invincible. Other characters have backdashes with about as much invincibility, at least proportionally, but they're usually not this fast. She's also got her dive kick, which is incredibly stupid. This dive kick has no height restriction, no landing recovery, virtually no startup, and enough at frame advantage on hit and block to do basically whatever you want. It's not quite a Super Butoden 2 Piccolo dive kick, but it's up there. Now, this would be the part where I start talking about how insane Kaori's frame data is, and don't get me wrong, it is insane. Her jab hits on frame 1 and is plus 9 on hit and block. But that's not actually all that unusual. There's a character whose frame 1 jab is plus 11. But it's important to note what Kaori can do with that frame advantage. See, throws in this game are Street Fighter 2 old school. Frame 1, untechable, all the rest of it, including the ability to throw people out of jump startup. So Kaori getting plus 9 on block basically means that she can guarantee you're getting scooped. Again, not unusual, but what is unusual is something you might have noticed. The damage. If you get grabbed, Kaori is dealing about as much damage to you as other characters would deal with a super. This is by far the most damaging throw in the game. Okay, so her offense is insane. So what? Just start pushing offense on her and she won't get to knee your brains out the back of your head. Well, good luck with that. Kaori also happens to have ka-en-byou, which is categorically the best reversal in the game, and probably one of the best reversals in fighting game history. This is a Tatsu that hits on frame 8, is fully invincible from frames 1 to 12, and is +4 on hit and block. Hey, remember how Kaori also has that frame 1 jab that +9? You just found yourself an infinite of 2 extremely illegal Abare tools. Oh, and there's also the unblockables. Yes, plural. If Kaori knocks you down, she can take advantage of a bug that prevents you from stand blocking for 1 frame on wake up. Kaori's low fierce is an overhead. An overhead which she can cancel into and ka-en-byou. Okay, but there's still a chance, right? She can't hit me with an unblockable if I'm not on the ground, right? Well, if you happen to get hit by an anti-air or some air-to-airs, Kaori can take advantage of another bug that prevents you from blocking at all for 1 frame after landing from an air reset. Hold this meaty dive kick into the infinite. You cannot defeat Kaori. You can only delay the inevitable.